Okay, so in this part of the article, CMC Lamb talks a lot about, right here in this first part, is about computer-mediated communication and how it really connects with Goffman's view and concept of interaction of humans through multiple voices and self-conscious and the reflective nature of design that makes it work in real in the world. So this kind of goes into just the different types of how each person kind of identifies with themselves differently online than in person. So here is kind of the background of what Goffman's view is. So Goffman is quoted a couple times here in this part here as like a background to really kind of tell the reader what their view of self-presentation is, kind of sets up a basis for the upcoming paragraphs and how each person kind of assumes an identity. And down here, it kind of just connects back to how CMC can really help self-identity in the different environments. So this next part here is kind of where the research comes into play, and this part of the paragraph focuses on community and how the CMC platforms really help form that sense of community for the users. So they kind of use that. That is something that CMC really is good for. Users kind of get to joke around, get to express themselves and their identity is how they want. So this next part here bounces off of the community aspect and now plays a part more now in the communication part. So it kind of piggybacks off of that because they do go hand in hand, and the internet relay chat that really brings communication between users, and like Lamb did highlight a couple words in this part like familiarity, sharing, and working together. Those are just kind of like the different behaviors that individuals use and do online to communicate with each other. So that goes back to the community aspect as well. And again, just the behaviors that these individuals take online can be different than their physical behavior. So they have the opportunity to kind of be free as they want. And then this next part here focuses on some benefits that CMC really offers. So there are the user can self-identify with how they want to and kind of create a unique sense of self by different ways, like creating usernames or nicknames, which they get to choose with. We've all used usernames through some sort of media platform. So this kind of gives the user that ability to kind of express themselves how they want, and back to the multiple roles and voices that they want to identify with. This next upcoming part talks back to how CMC's most of it, well, it is all, but online, so there's no physical presence, and everything is through communication. So heavy focus on communication back here, because there is no physical presence, no face-to-face communication. Everything is all through different platforms. So this goes back to showing that having a voice pertaining to that particular platform, people tend to maybe have multiple voices. So here was just a study about different participants, how they discussed something that they were interested in online through the internet. This last part here, from here down and then down below here, really talks about how CMC allows humans the opportunity to kind of be open with themselves and others. And I think that we've seen this a lot in our generation, how abbreviations, ellipses, different styles to communicate conversation is something that we use as, again, a behavior to express ourselves. So a little bit more of an informal conversation that people are having, but it is different than face-to-face communication for sure. Just allows the user to have different styles and identify with how they want to identify in their online setting. So it gives them the opportunity to communicate with others how they want to express themselves without feeling maybe a little bit of pressure. So yeah, I'm not really sure if I did this correctly, but yeah.